essentially you've nailed it. That I love the bazaar idea. It fits with the holiday theme, holiday bazaars, but you're going off of it. I think always in this it's to acknowledge it, but then to go off of it, because that's what Columbia expects. You can't just do a straight ahead holiday party. There has to be a little cheekiness, a little attitude, a little being clever, a little bit being playful, and I feel like you've done that. And then I love the 9. I was worried about, well, really, do the students really want to hear the 9 principles? But what a wonderful way to bring them back in a playful way. It's not didactic. It's not getting, it's one thing to preach to new students the principles, but it's another at the holiday when you're ready just to, like, I need this semester to be over, and I don't want to be reminded what I should have done and I didn't, or I like it. I'm a little insulted. I suppose I'm being asked to be the big mouth. Is that should I be insulted? No, I'm kidding. And I will tell you what, I will be there. I mean, I have to. Especially 8:30 was tougher. 9 o'clock, and especially if I assume there's a little bit of flexibility, right? So if I get there 9:10. Yeah. So so as long as there's just a little flexibility, because I have a tight schedule, I'm coming from another event. But 8:30 was going to be too tight. 9 probably works, but guaranteed by 9:15, which I would assume works with.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, but what I love more than anything is I think you've nailed a conceptual framework to deliver the operational qualities that you're bringing to this that I think you can better speak to, whether
Sure.
they nail that.
Yeah, I think you did too. I love the 9 moment as well, and I'm curious. I think I know a little bit about how you came up with that, but I want to hear your story about the genesis of it.
So I didn't explain exactly who you are. Could you tell
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm Joe Bogdan. I'm a professor in the AMM department, and I supervise the Live and Performing Arts curriculum. So I'm responsible for this class in, sort of one notch up the chain, I guess. And so I teach, several courses in this curriculum as well. So I'd like to hear a little bit about, how you came up with that concept, because I think it's a great one, and how you think it can be a legacy. Like, what will it look like next year and beyond? Because that's a really great component of it.
Hi. I'm an RA on campus, so I'm kind of like constantly inundated with the 9 principles, and I understand the importance of the 9 principles to the school. Like you guys were saying earlier, like, it's one thing to have this didactic speech-like presentation of these principles, but we don't really have an established reminder of them yet. When we were thinking of what is a successful event at Columbia and what isn't a successful event at Columbia, there was always this idea that there was some defining moment to the event that was happening. It was a key presentation of the core values of who we are as Columbia, and what better way to present that than as the 9 moments, but rather than coming out expressly saying, these are the 9 principles of success, know them, learn them, love them, live them. Why not show how we are living them by presenting them in an artistic manner?
Okay. What do you think it can look like next year and beyond?
I think as each year happens, and as more and more people kind of fall in love with the tradition of the 9 moment, as they have the Hell Yeah speech, as they have the crowning of the King Queen of the Blood Law, I think that we'll have more audience support, we'll have more faculty support, we'll have more students willing to get involved and actually perform in these spectacle moments. So.
Cool. I have one operational question I have is your budget seems sound to me for what you want to do, except if you really do want to do that lighting, right? Where does that figure into the budget?
Tiffany and I have been talking about it. She wanted to, we're going to pitch it to the other classes, see if they share the experience. The other classes doing some fundraising, we have to talk about if we want to do some fundraising. How badly we need it, and also what are the current capabilities of it.
Yeah.
They're trying to convince me that the capabilities are limited, and I'm challenging them to do that. And I didn't want them to say that to you.
that's fine. If you were going to add some of that cool lighting that was up there, do you have I don't think I heard a cost. Is there a ballpark even?
We said $100, but the whole lighting will be about $500 because you can't rent stage lighting.
Yeah. So it would be 50% more than the
That was
budget.
a portion if we get help from the other class.
Okay. I do have a couple other questions just for kicks, unless
Yeah.
you want to have another one.
Hey, I'm
I'm gonna come up with your name, Garrett, right?
Yes.
How do you plan to monitor your potential success towards achieving the 250 goal as the event approaches?
Like, how do I plan to get 250 people to come?
Well, how do you plan on knowing 1 week before, 2 weeks before, how you stand against that projection? You have that
Based
goal.
on how many followers we have, how many friends, the comments that we get into.
Do you have a formula in mind? Like, if we have 1,000 followers, that means 250 will be there. Or
We didn't think of a formula. But, I'm guessing not everybody will come or says they'll come, but I would say if there's 1,000 people, at least 300.
sure. Okay.
About
Yeah. There's that theory of, just a party in general. You invite people and X percent will come. I mean, that's perfectly valid to use here. I was just wondering what you were thinking. Okay. And then one last question on the vendors. So that was Tiffany. You again. So the vendors won't actually be selling anything, right? They'll just be there to make it more fun and promote what they do.
We've given them kind of leeway within reason to create an event or activity or some kind of holiday-related theme for the Let's Get the Dog working that can play into the 9 principles. I know that we've kind of brainstormed some ideas. We could do a cookie decorating. We could do write your own Christmas carol or write your own holiday song. Kind of that kind of stuff. We wouldn't be selling anything unless anything that was to be given out would be given out for free, and that would be at the cost of the vendor. So if they want to give out promotional information, buttons, flyers, pins, that's not that.
Right. Okay.
I wonder if you might want to approach that in a different way.
Okay.
So multicultural fairs work to their self-interest, but also creating value in what they do. So if they convince all of multicultural fairs to go raid their parents' homes and their closets and get all the cheesy sweaters of the world, right?
Yeah.
And then you want to sell them for $2, $1, and then if it all goes to maybe to the multicultural affairs student groups, so they have a self-interest in making it because it's not about big money, but so if someone brings cookies, they sell, batches of cookies you bring home, and because otherwise I think it becomes a little inert. I'm not sure it comes to life if it's. And why are you really going to go at it if you're multicultural affairs if you're not going to?
So allow the fundraisers.
Yeah, why not?
Use that as something to ground the event a little bit.
You're giving them a reason to really buy into this because they're going to get the Latino Alliance is going to bring something that maybe fits even their holiday. So a holiday tradition, and they're gonna but it's not high-end stuff. It's meant to be playful and fun, but
All right.
I don't know. I don't.
Let me go with the bazaar.
Yeah, we can definitely mull it over as a class and maybe reach out to them and see how it goes.
How hard is it going to be? An honest assessment. Events in Columbia. Some established events like Big Mouth just fill up, right? But I've seen a number of events where there's high aspirations of students and there's no buzz. It doesn't happen. Lots of competition, right? It's the end of the semester. People are starting to get concerned with, I want to finish my exams, my papers, my projects. I want to get out of here. What's the last day of semester?
Saturday, like 16th, I believe.
So
it
you're
would be
you're
before finals.
just before finals, which I think is well placed. But how hard is it going to be, or not?
We talked about it a little bit. It's going to be hard. Hallelujah is not a totally new idea. It's something that's happened before, and I think this year was really focused on, creating something that could become easier in the future. We really just kind of want to rebrand it and kind of start anew, and it's going to be hard, but it's more of a starting point to kind of improve the idea for the future.
So this great idea on the 9, but no one's going to get it's a great idea until they see it. How in promotions does this 9 idea come to life for students?
Yeah, maybe that's a good question for Raquel. Which one's Raquel? I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. Because you were going to try and get the feature in the Chronicle. So maybe getting it in there, getting some buzz going, and maybe some ideas for the 9 moments could help that.
Right. I think a lot of it too is, as much as it is about the 9, I don't think that you can say we're going to celebrate like 9 principal party. You know what I mean? Like the way I think we're doing it is we're going to celebrate, but we're going to have dancers, we're going to have DJs, we're going to have food, we're going to have all this stuff, so that it's something that students will want to come to.
So I think there's something brilliant in this, but I want to push it further. I think you're going to grab them. So the 8, is it the 8 poets, or maybe it's the 6 photographers, or whatever you're gonna. But you're forming them as almost a marketing group, right? They're each the 6 photo flash mob that you're pushing them out into the marketplace in social media. It's almost like each of the 9 groups are fighting each other in the marketplace to bring, you better see us, the 8 poets. No, you better see the 9 dancers. No, you better see the 4, comics. Whatever but you almost like, you send them out into the world. You send the 4 comics out into the lobbies and have them, and all of a sudden this 9 idea starts to like, wow, okay, I don't know. I think you got something there.
We did, yeah. We had a similar idea with the candy cane blast, doing kind of just pop-up things. We weren't sure how we were dressing up or who were getting to do that. Originally, it was just going to be us handing them out, but that's a really good point.
And this is perfect because you talked about brainstorming. What will the 9 moment be? So you just given us another, aspect or element of when you look at it. And we want to talk to some more people in the community to get buy-in from everybody, but to use the 9 moment.
I think guerrilla marketing is really becoming kind of it's on the verge of becoming a fad on our campus and kind of community-wide. So I think it's smart to get on that ball early, and this will be like one event that we're really kind of cornerstoning that, So I really do like that.
By the way, what's in the Glass Curtain Gallery that you should find out? Because that's a potential partner. I don't know what the show will be in there, but you should see that as possibly an extension. I mean, it's a gallery, so they don't want the party per se, but depending on what the show is, because you should also be, the flip side of this is you should be prepared so you really blow away the students with your promotions, and you have 480 and you have a little crowd control, and if you have the glass curtain is a little more of a. By the way, I once did a compilation of Bad Santa scenes. So I'll try to find it. I don't know if I can find it, but like on the screens, like, there's amazing amount of Bad Santa scenes.